What's good, beautiful people? It's your girl, Ashley Janae, and I wanted to share with you a lesson that I learned and am continuing to learn how to put into practice about self-mastery. And that lesson came straight from my mother's garden. When I was growing up, I used to watch my mom go outside and pull weeds. We had the best yard on the entire block. Everybody kept their yard nice, but we had the best. She had multiple flower beds, ornaments, all kind of beautiful things. It was amazing. Everyone complimented her on her garden. But I used to always say, I'll never have a garden because you have to do too much to make it look nice. And she would say, Ashley, anything worth having is going to require work. And I've learned that and have had to apply that so much on this journey to self-mastery, because I realize that there are so many lies that I've had programmed into my mind. They are embedded into the very foundation, how I think, how I operate, that my subconscious mind speaks more clearly than my goals or aspirations. My subconscious mind is using the programming, the years and years of programming to influence my everyday decisions. And this is what I mean. When trying to understand for myself why I've had so much success and then also great failures when it comes to my health or my weight, I had to dig deep and find that the heart of the matter, the root of the matter, was self-sabotage. And one thing I learned from my mom when she would pull those weeds, I would say, why don't you just get a weed whacker and just cut them all down? She said, because if you don't pull it out from the root, it's just going to come back and it's going to come stronger, because growth requires pruning. And basically you're just pruning the weed. You're making it stronger. So instead of dealing with the real problem, which is the root, I wanted to deal with the symptoms. That's okay. I'm not sticking to a diet, or I'm not sticking to my budget. And the reality is I'm dealing with self-sabotage issues. And for other people, the root of your failures or your inconsistencies or your low self-confidence really is that you haven't dealt with the root of the problem. It's not that you just have low self-esteem because your clothes don't look like the next person's clothes, or it's not that you can't keep a good budget because you don't have a job where you make enough money. The real reality is sometimes the root of our issue is that we've lived in a place of lack and poverty for so long that we don't really believe abundance is truly for us. Or we believe somehow or for some reason that the love of money is the root of all evil, and somehow that connection has made us stay away from true prosperity. Or we might believe that success only comes through go to school, get a degree, get a job. And because you might not have finished school at whatever level, you feel like success has eluded you. And these are lies that influence not only our character, but our actual environment, how we live, the standards we set, the things that we accept. All of these things are fueled by deep issues that lie within ourselves. And for me, self-sabotage happens to be just the latest in a string of revelations that I have discovered about myself for the last 4 or 5 years. And that's what you get on the journey to self-mastery. It's amazing. It's breathtaking, but it's also extremely painful. I sat in a room and sat down and wrote a list of all the ways and places in my life where I've ever felt let down, where I've ever felt ashamed, where I've ever felt worth less. Because all of those play a role in the psychology of self-sabotage. And it's really interesting when you look at the research, and I found myself in tears because though I understand and might have played with the idea, man, I'm doing this on purpose, or I'm messing myself over on purpose, I didn't deal with the root of the issue, which would be the why. Why? Why do we fail at certain things and excel at other things? Why are we confident in this area and lack confidence in others? Why is it that we get to the top or the height of our success and then somehow, some way, something goes wrong? If you only deal with the symptoms, there's no way you can really perform at your greatest version or your greatest level. You have to deal with the roots. So now, as a homeowner myself, because I want to have a yard that's nice, nowhere near what my mother had, but because I want to have something nice, I want something worth having, I get outside and I pull weeds, and I don't just chop them down with the weed whacker. I get on my hands and knees and I pull them up from the root. It's no fun. It honestly isn't. But when I stand back in the middle of my yard and I look at all the hard work and how it's paid off, it's worth it. So I encourage you to do the hard work. Take a deep dive look at the lies that you believe about yourself, about your circumstance, about the heights that you're able to achieve. And I promise you, when you do that deep dive, hard work, it will hurt, yes, but it will be worth it. That's it. I hope this has encouraged you. Share this video with someone that you know needs it. The journey to self-mastery. It's a hard climb, but it's worth it. And you got this. Peace, family.